Hi, today I'm here with Dan from Denmandale Dairy. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Amy. Good to see you.
Good. So tell me a little bit about your business.
So we are a dairy farm, and
Okay.
I'm the 6th generation now. So we've been hanging on for quite some time. My great-great-grandfather was the first one to start it, and he started milking cows back in the 50s.
Okay.
And now, just about a year ago, we started bottling our own milk at the farm.
Nice. So tell me a little bit about you.
Well, I'm not as exciting as everything else, I suppose, but I went to Kansas State University, got my degree in kind of a broad spectrum so I could do a little bit of the dairy work, a little processing, kind of tried to round myself out and have
Okay.
a little bit of idea.
Sure.
And then came back home and kind of started taking over and working my way into managing the farm.
Nice. So how did you get back into delivering milk?
So when the pandemic really first got bad, and we were going to stores just like everybody else, and there were shortages and bare shelves, and it looked like something out of some scary movies. You know, you walk in there and there's nothing there. But yet when we come home, you know, our bulk tank was full. We had all the milk, you know, and it was just, we felt like there was this disconnect between what we were able to do at home and what we could do for not only the people of the state, but the people around us.
Yeah.
And ultimately, we kind of all sat down and said, if we can't feed the people closest to us, what are we doing? You know, we're pretty much failing at being a farmer. That's, you know, everyone has their reason for doing something.
Yes.
And, you know, we start at 2 o'clock in the morning, and, you know, there's a lot of days you don't want to get up. But what gives us that drive is knowing that, one, we're doing things that most people don't want to do, and two, we're feeding people.
Right.
You know, we're providing a basic need that a lot of people, until the pandemic, really had never understood that somebody makes that food, someone delivers the food. And so for us, it was like, wow, we're failing. You know, we had people around here that would call us and be like, hey, can I come to the farm and just get milk? And it's like, well, we really can't do that.
Right.
And then it was like, you know what, let's see if we can do it. And then we kind of started asking questions, and about as fast as we could, we built a plant in about 6.5 months.
That's amazing.
It was
It's crazy, but it's
yeah,
amazing.
It was, we kind of just put everything to the side and said, we're gonna do this, and how can we do it the fastest? And I can't shout out our state enough. They worked hand in hand with us of, okay, this has to be here, this has to be here. So everything there was no delay, everything was on time. And then, yeah, like I said, just about a year ago, we made our first milk.
So when you say we, who's we? When you're saying we did
Okay.
this, so tell me how that worked.
So right now, or I should say at the beginning of everything, my grandfather and my grandma, they're like the matriarchs of the family, if you will.
Yeah.
Then they have 5 total kids, and 3 work on the farm. My
Okay.
Aunt Rob, my Uncle Dave, and then my dad.
Okay.
And then I'm the next generation in line.
Okay.
And then we've got a couple people that work with us in the dairy now too. We've been able to expand into that.
So you've added jobs to the economy also.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It really has been great, and I'll give a shout out to Kelly. She's been phenomenal.
She is phenomenal.
The store owners love to call us and say, oh, Kelly's so bright, and she brings a smile, and that's
Right.
what we want to do too.
So she's representing you.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
She's the ideal Denmandale dairy person.
Yeah. Well, now I see her more than you.
Yeah, a little bit
Yeah,
now.
a little bit out here. So she is wonderful. So tell me why your milk is better.
So the best thing about our milk is everything that goes into it is right here. So from our feed to the production aspect, everything is here. And we also vat pasteurize our milk too. And so by doing that, we can...
Explain that.
So vat pasteurizing is pasteurizing at a lower temperature than what you'll see in a store. So
Okay.
in a store-bought milk, you're gonna raise that milk to almost 200 degrees. And you're
Okay.
gonna hold it for 4 to 5 minutes. And you're gonna destroy a lot of what makes true milk good for you. You're gonna disrupt a lot of what's going on inside that milk. By us vat pasteurizing it and holding it at a lower temperature, but for a longer time, we can keep a lot of that intact.
Okay.
And then we also don't homogenize some of our milk too. We offer both styles. And so for a lot of people who have some digestional issues with milk, non-homogenized milk, they'll do really well on.
Okay. So have you got a lot of feedback? I know that is something that is very common nowadays. So has that helped your business a little bit too?
It definitely has. When we first got started, an advisor came to us and said, you know, like 40% of people are lactose intolerant, right? And we're like, yes, but we think with the non-homogenized, we're gonna get better results. We'd seen some studies with some people, And our initial marketing was just give it a try and
Sure.
see how you
Yeah.
do. And we've had countless responses from people saying, I've never been able to drink milk and I can drink your milk.
And honestly, that's when you're talking every day, eating and every day, like adding milk and being able to do it is great for kids and great for your lifestyle, just as you're trying to incorporate things into it.
Oh yeah, the protein levels in milk are very good, and they're highly digestible proteins too, that are, like you said, great for children, especially growing children. It's awesome.
So tell me what you love about farming.
There's so much of it, you couldn't not do it if you didn't love what you did most
Agreed.
days.
Yes.
But I think, and this may get a little spiritual, I guess, but we start before the sun comes up, and then oftentimes we're working as the sun comes up. And when the sun first rises, and you're standing on something that your family has built and that you run, and just the beginning of a new day, and it's like, what can I go do today, and what's God going to let me do today? Those 2-3 minutes, you can just stop and you can kind of look over the cows, you can look at the barn, you can look at some of the ground and be like, you know what? I know I'm doing what I was supposed to do.
So you feel like it's a calling?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's amazing.
The older I get, you get this, almost rock solid feeling that, I was put here to do this.
So what inspires you?
Cool. That's a great question. I think really two major things kind of inspire me. One's the family legacy. I mean, they've been here for so long and they've fought through some awful times, and everybody likes to say, on your path to success, you nearly lose it 3 or 4 different times. And that's extremely evident with us. There's times where, we were buying cow feed with our own savings accounts, because it was rough, but we made it through. And that bond that you form through tough times like that just makes you want to keep going and have the attitude of, I'm not going to be the one that doesn't let it keep going. I'm going to find a way, if that makes any sense.
It does. It absolutely does.
And so the second thing that really inspires me, to get up in the morning is just the feeling that we're doing something right and we're doing it correctly and we're doing it well. And by that I mean not only by people, but kind of by nature, we're doing things the right way. And when you lay your head down at night, you can say, you know what, we may have not got everything done today that we wanted, but we did it right. And I mean, a lot of jobs, I feel like, with corporate ties and things like that, sometimes you're going to be pushed to do things that you may not value as correctly. But doing what we do every day, I know we can do it right and correct, and it's honest work.
What's your vision for the future?
So the true goal, I guess you could say, would be to be able to provide a safe, fun, and healthy product to all of our Northeast Ohio, Western Pennsylvania area, and be able to, we're not, our goal is not to be the corporate conglomerate, if you will, and take over the store shelves, and we're going to be in Walmarts and all of that. That'd be great, but that's not really why we got into this business to begin with. We didn't say, all right, how can we make the most money selling milk? It was, how can we feed the most people? And so for us, when we get the most joy is when, one, people tell us, hey, I love it, I've got it in my fridge, And then the second, when people call us looking for it, because it's like, ooh, we've got another set of, 500 or 1,000 people that we can go feed. Our latest store was in Conneaut, Pennsylvania, and it's just like, oh, okay, let's go there, and we can service those people. That's what really is kind of the goal and the vision, because that's what drives us to do what we do. So
when you pulled out the first day to make your first delivery, tell me how that felt.
It was nervous. I was scared, to be honest, because this was actually my first stop that morning. And I pulled in and I remember thinking, oh boy, here we go. I just, it's excitement, it's nerves. It's like, okay, did we make sure everything was right? Are all the stickers perfect? Every little thing like that. Did we fill out our paperwork right? But then that first real, comment on Facebook when we posted about it, or the first call to the dairy line, was just like, holy cow, there's something here. People like this, people are happy. And then just to kind of sit back and be like, wow, when I got home that first day, I was like, wow, we did it. We did it. We got it there.
Yes.
And I imagine you had the same feeling here when the building got built and you had those first people walk in.
Any first here is amazing. And one, I didn't know that we were your first stop. So I feel very privileged. So thank you for allowing us to
No problem
to
at
be a
all.
part of your world too. I can't do what I do without people like you. And really this series has a lot to do with you guys inspiring me, and to see somebody at your age and to have so many values and faith and really making it happen. This builds our community up.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think it's so important that people see the stories behind it. So thank you for doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you for doing what you're doing.
You're welcome.
It's awesome.
Thank you.